It's really important that every child in Aotearoa New Zealand has a really good education. Schools impact on about 20% of what a child is and what they become. There's about 80% of the factors outside school that impact on children and how they develop. We have one of the biggest gaps in education between our highest achievers and our lowest achievers. So there's a direct link between socioeconomic factors and achievement. So it's really important that, yes, we focus in education on doing the very best we can for children, but we need to look at the whole package, the whole child, and everything else that makes learning easy and possible for children. Well, early childhood's really important because those early years are the foundational years, exploring through play, through communication. As a nation, we have to prioritise what's important, and prioritising funding to support our youngest learners, wise investment. It's sensible investment to put money at that place rather than the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. So obviously family income has an impact. Parents who aspire and want great things for their kids, if they've got more money, they can pay for that to happen. In New Zealand, schools are funded on an equity basis. So we have what we call decile funding or targeted funding, and that's meant to level the playing field. The reality is it doesn't. What happens is if we haven't got the funding within our schools, or if parents can't provide, then children don't get the same opportunities. Quite often we see Māori and Pasifika achievement as looking as low. The reality is that it's also linked to socioeconomic factors. It's when we look at the whole child that we see what the issues are. And yes, education has got a role to play, but often there are other really important factors impacting on that child's learning. Our education system is one of the most inclusive in the world. Children have the right to go to their local school. And to be accepted, no matter who they are. Our curriculum expects that, the Education Review Office checks that, and schools work really hard to develop inclusive cultures where children feel welcome. So the government has been investing really heavily in participation, and they're up to about 96% of children participating in early childhood. When you're investing in participation at the expense of quality, then the wheels start to fall off a little bit. The government hasn't increased the operational funding for early childhood services. So when that happens, there's an impact on what services can provide. But it's really important that we do invest, and we do invest really solidly in education to get the outcomes we want. Well, I think education's an awful lot more than creating citizens that will enhance an economy. This is about creating children or creating people that live meaningful lives, that can participate in a democratic society. I think we've really got to think as a nation what the purpose of education is. It's about educating for society, not for an economy.